Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. It's a job to remember which bits are seasons and which bits are just standard game sometimes. It really is. Right, we'll put you right back like that. I'm going to have to also back into the other corner. Yes, because this I don't think that's quite gone right round to the corner, but we will quickly drag this one out along here. I'm not going to get rid of this field just yet, but I will be fairly soon, I think. Probably about the time we buy our next field, we will then get rid of this one. Because it's starting to... I mean, right now it's not like a major issue, but it is going to start to get more hassle than it's worth dealing with this field. Once it reaches the point that it's more hassle than it's worth, then we get rid of it. We don't get all sentimental. We're not doing sentimentality. We can't afford to do that. We're just going to get rid of it and have done. Okay? So I don't want to see any tears. Stiff upper lip. We gotta be looking forward with this. We can't be looking back. We can't just keep farming it for the sake of farming it just because our grandpappy farmed this little bit right here. Doesn't mean that we can as well, right? We do actually have to make a living out of this farm, and we can't make a living if we live too much on sentimentality. Don't get me wrong, there is a place for sentimentality, right? There is room for that as well. You can have a heart, you can have a soul, and you can still be a successful farmer, despite the fact that the likes of Petter will try to tell you different. They're wrong. You can have a heart and soul, and you can still farm. I know, it's shocking. It's a shocking thing, and if anybody here is an advocate of Petter, well, I don't know how you've managed to accidentally stray into my videos, but I despise Petter with every fibre of my being. They are utterly ridiculous. They make more money from killing animals than they do from just about anything else. They have a whole load of shelters set up for, like, homing for, it's cats and dogs. And what they don't tell you is that they make an absolute fortune from getting cats and dogs brought in and then killing them. So, no, and then the campaigns that they run, things like telling the average consumer that wool from sheep is taken away from them by skinning them alive rather than just shearing off their wool. Just little things like that. It's all completely misleading and wrong, and yeah. And then they set out to destroy people just because they can. Like the photographer who left his camera there and that monkey went and took a selfie, which it went really viral and the picture looked really awesome. So Petter turned around and sued him on behalf of the monkey and said the monkey should get the royalties for the pictures. And it ended up like just about financially ruining this photographer for no other reason than he took a really cool picture that was bringing a lot of really awesome awareness to the natural world. So Petter stepped in and said, oh, we'll see about that. We don't want awareness for the natural world going on here. We will discourage this completely and ruin the man who got the picture. And I mean, that's not what they said, but that appeared to be their intention. So yeah, I've got no love for Petter. I think they're a bunch of fools. And well, actually, I think they're far worse than fools. Fools have got an excuse. Petter don't. And that's about right. Anyway, okay, we're enough about politics. I'm not supposed to be getting political. I avoid that so that you can come here to escape from the nonsense of the real world, and we can worry about things that are much more entertaining. I'm just going to go up and check on... Wow. You're doing a brilliant job up here. It must be said, you are doing a brilliant job. I'm very impressed with what you've done. You have left a little tiny bit just there that I can see. So I'm going to go and correct that. And I don't know... Actually, I think that tractor will drive down through and do what's left in a single pass. So I'm going to go just over here and pick that bit up there a minute. like that, and then spin round over here. So we've just got the little tiny field to finish down the bottom, and this, yeah, that's easily done. This strip right here. So if I just lower that one down there and then set the tractor going. Final strip on this field right here. Let's go and have a look at the map. There is another little bit over here, which we'll go and correct in a minute. And then you've got that bit, and we are finished. Wheat harvest in the ground. We want 250,000 for this. The reason I want to buy field 35 is so that I've got a bit of grass that I can feed the cows. We're not going to worry about mixed rations to start with. We will just throw grass in for them. And then if we're able to, a little bit later on, we will progress to giving them some hay as well, so that they get a little bit extra, and then they produce a bit more milk for us. The only thing is, do we need to actually give the cows any... do we need to get a milk tanker to manually take the milk to sell it, or does it sell auto-magically on this map like it used to back in the day? Now, you could actually, because the tanker used to drive from the milk over here, and it would drive up that road, it would come along here, and it would go over, it would come round here, and it would collect the milk from the milking machine there, and then it would carry on again, and it would go back this way, and then it would drive back up here, through here, and then back into here. And you'd physically see it do that drive, and you could block it. You could actually get in its way, and you could stop it from moving. Things like that. So then you could, like, get more milk on one day than you did on a previous day if you wanted to. If you just wanted to get, like, a little bit of extra money, you could make it wait for a few hours, and then you could let it load up with the milk and take it back. And you get the money once the tanker got back to the factory. Or I think it would do it automatically at midnight if you did miss it. Quite remember exactly how it worked, but anyway, yeah. So you had this tanker going backwards and forwards, and they don't do that anymore. That was kind of like gotten rid of in FS17. I don't know if FS17 had any auto sell of milk at all or not. I don't think it did. I'm just going to stop you right there. Like that, and then you keep doing that a minute. We're going to have this one here with our brand new, so that's a 9-meter header, I think it is. You're going to come in over this way, and we're going to put you into the shed, just out of the way. Like that, just while that one finishes up. All I got to do is wait for one growth stage to happen so that I can get the fertilizer onto the fields. That's all we've got left now. Fertilizer on fields. I do need to buy a new... Bring you right round like that. There. I do need to buy a corn header for this combine before we get to corn, but we're not on corn just yet. Let's go over to you. You've done everything on this. You've done everything on this side. Let's go and check the other end. Before I fold this one up. Like you've done everything on this end as well. Right, okay, ideal. That is able to be folded up. And then I can start fast-forwarding time like this, and our money is already going to be ticking in. So what I'm going to do... I'm not quite sure when we'll get our first growth stage, but we're on 2,000 euros right now, and as soon as that reaches 2 o'clock, there, so we're getting about 4,000 euros per hour, which means in 5 hours' time, we'll be able to buy the engine upgrade for this one. Well, that's pretty good going, actually. That's pretty quick, that is. I like that. So I'm going to leave that one there, like that, and then I'm going to bring it over here, and he's going to be ready at the garage to purchase the engine upgrade. Bring you over here like this. Stop you there. Right, a great demand at Central Grain Elevator. I wonder what that's for. Wow. 2,800 for beans. I mean, that's not the highest price that we've seen. We have seen better prices for beans. Soybeans, 3,150. Okay, well, actually, that's not so wow after all, is it? We've seen considerably better than that. Right, well, let's not worry about it then. And... oh, wait. Let's put you back down again. So I'm on 14,000 at the moment. Unfortunately, I don't want any more than that just yet. I need to get the fertilizer on the field. So we will go and do that a minute. We will use the stayer to do this. Now, we know that the small field on here, not this little tiny one, we know that the small field of the two down this bottom end, we can get through that field on 2 passes. The new field at the top, that one we can do on 2 passes. The big field over here, we can't do that on 2, that's definite. And the one up there, we can't quite do that one on 2 passes either. So, some of them they do, some of them they don't. So I'm going to bring this one over here. I'm going to try and line this up so that I've got it as close to that side as possible. Is that... actually, I don't think that's too far out there. Let me just move over a little tiny bit there and try that. Right, that's perfect on there, and that's easily done that one in a double pass. So we'll run this one down to the end. Yes, it does cost us a little bit of money doing this, but honestly, it's going to be fine. So by the morning, we will be able to do our upgrade on our other tractor, and... we're not going to be buying cows before we do the wheat harvest, but we could very well end up buying cows after we've done the wheat harvest, and that's something that I really do like. We gotta, well, we don't need to save any money at all, so long as we can get everything done before we do any purchases that we want to do before we start planting. After that, it's nice and easy. Like, everything else just sort of flows along quite simple and easy. And we don't need to worry about it at all. We can go right into debt. That doesn't matter while we're doing the planting. And then the regular income from the solar panels, that will take care of any issues that we might have with finances. So I'll let this one... I'm just going to let this one carry on and do what it's going to do for a minute. There's field 1 finished. Let him go right down to the end. There we go. Right, he has done. Helper A has completed their task. That's 2 of them done. Done the little one, and we've done this one. So now we can whiz over here a minute, and let me just do that along there. I'll manually just do this bit here, and then I will start it driving down to the other end. I got a feeling, though, let me do that. I've got a feeling that I'm going to have to do something along the top end as well. I don't think it will do enough down there. Let's start you up like that. Right, it does reach to the end over there, but I got a feeling I am going to actually have to do a bit along the top end. It's not going to be able to cope with... going right to the end of the field properly and then turning round. That's what it usually does. Let's wait till it gets down there a minute. Go on. You can do it. I mean, it's probably better if I do it like that anyway, because then we can do the extra strip right up through the middle. I suppose that actually it doesn't, like, if I get to go on a little bit more. It's left a little tiny bit. Right, I'm going to just turn that one off there, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go like that, and then I'm going to do a little bit there like that, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm stuck out a little bit further towards the road on that side than I need to be, but that will be absolutely fine. And then you start running down through here. And that's that one taken care of there. So once this field is finished, we'll go up and do the top one. That's another field finished. Helper B has completed their task. They have actually left a little tiny spot right there. There we go. When we've got a bit more land, I will get a second fertilizer spreader. So then we can sort of have 2 of them working across the fields to get this going a bit faster. It's a shame there isn't a mod that allows us to put the fertilizer down a bit quicker, or allows us to just cheat a bit and have the, like, a double lot come out of the seed drills and do it. I'd be quite happy to do that cheat. I mean, back in FS13, I think FS13, you had the choice between 1 layer of fertilizer or 3. If you didn't, then you only needed 1 lot of fertilizer, I think. But I'm pretty sure you had a choice between the 2. I don't properly remember. I don't properly remember. But I do remember not having to spend a lot of time fertilizing fields. I didn't like it. I didn't like doing fertilizer. Like, it's quite a dull job to do, right? There's nothing very exciting about this. Now, that is right to the edge of the field right there. That's about as far over this side as you can get, and it's not quite halfway on there, is it? So it doesn't look like... But I'll tell you what, I'll let it go all the way to the end here, turn round and run back through. And if it's just the tiniest little strip up the side of the field, I'm just going to leave it. Because it's like, the amount of overlap that we get on this is ridiculous. I mean, of course, the other thing that we could do, the other option for a mod would be one that does more than 45 meters. We could always try and find ourselves a mod that does a 45 with 100 meter spread on the, you know, on the spreader, 100 meters wide, going across the field. That's not out of the way, is it? I'm sure there are ones like that in real life. Right, there's a little bit of a strip down there. Yeah, it's a little bit wider than I'd like, to be honest. What are you doing? Don't even think about stopping. Like, it's not going to make a huge difference leaving that little tiny bit on the edge of the field there. We go here and have a look. Like, seriously, there's not very much there. Now, why have you stopped? Oh, you're going to go and... You're trying to turn round now to do this bit. So if I go like that, I'm just going to do this with... I will actually do that bit. Like, it's not really going to make a difference to the yield. I reckon the fertilizer that I'm putting down across here is going to end up costing about 3 times as much as the extra grain we'll get on that tiny little strip all the way up across that field. I reckon that's going to be about the difference between the two. So you stop right there. Helper B has completed their task. So now what I want to do is I've got this one final field to do up through here. So if I can get this one balanced just right and get that spreading width over far enough like that, I think that's probably far enough. So I'll bring you back here and go again. That is there. Yeah, that's reaching the side of the field, and it's reaching it over that way as well. Right, perfect. So that one will go all the way up through, and then it will spread the other bit over there, and then this is all finished. Having one lot of fertilizer just going onto the field so that we do have to put fertilizer on there, I would prefer that than having to do it like this. For me, that would be a lot better. But yeah, if I can find a spreader that does it at like double the width of what this one does, so that we get through the fields that much faster, I'm quite happy to do that as well. That, I feel, would be an acceptable compromise for us to have. I think there's nothing wrong with having something like that. That would be pretty cool. It's disappointing to me that we don't have the option to turn off fertilizer. Or not turn it off, but at least, like, reduce the number of times that we got to go running up and down the fields. Because, like, you know, planting, you feel like you're doing something. But this particular job is just tedious. And usually, because of the way the game works now, we can't go and, like, do the direct drill and then either fertilize first and direct drill afterwards, or direct drill and have the fertilizer spinner running over it immediately after we've gone and done the drilling. And that's what I'd like to do. If I could fertilize before we put the drills into the field, and then I get going with the drill right on top of that, and that does the second round of fertilizer, that would be absolutely fantastic. I can do it if I cultivate. If there's a step in between, if I do the fertilizer, then I cultivate, and then I plant, then that works. But doing it like this doesn't work. Like with the direct drill, we've then got to go and like do it with this one afterwards. And this is the dull bit. This is a bit that we don't really want to be doing. Right, anyway, we've done it now, so it doesn't really matter. That's all finished. We've got all the wheat planted on all of our fields. We're down to just 500 litres in this one. We've slowly been using it up. So what I'm going to do is, on my way back through, we're down to 8,000. And we're not going to have enough to buy the engine upgrade for the tractor until morning. So what I'm going to do, before I go in and put this away in the shed, I'm going to fill it right the way up with fertilizer like this. Cost us a fair penny. It's worth it. There we go. And we'll be able to use that. Because I do use little bits here and there for doing the ends of the field manually and stuff like that, then, you know, it's absolutely fine to do the changeover. Right. I want to go up here. I'm going to run round this side. And we're going to get some sleep. We need to wait until 7, so we're going to have a look at our bees. There they are. They're flying well. We've got a lot of bees flying in and out. And it's 1840 right now. That's going to take us up to 16,000 euros. I love listening to the bees. Alright, I really do. 16,200 now. That is the sound of a peaceful summer afternoon. Alright, I've kept bees for a long time. And I don't actually keep any at the moment, because these days when they sting me, my hand swells up. And I can't type very well when that happens. Let's go for a full 14 hours. But I do still see bees, and I do still have a bit to do with them here and there. That money... Where did I get 50,000 property income from? I don't understand. Why did I suddenly get 50 grand overnight? I'm genuinely confused now as to why I got 50,000 euros overnight. I know I slept for 14 hours. Wait a minute. No, well, actually, yeah. No, that's right. That is right. 4,000 every hour. 14 hours. Yeah, that's not far off. Right, customize in here. We want to go with the biggest engine upgrade that we can have, which is 250 horsepower. And I'm going to slap on a global positioning system at the same time. And I'm also not going to go with twins or rear twins or narrows. I'm going to go with wide tyres and wheel weights on there as well. It's 38,000. Yes, I want all of the above. There we go. We'll put that front weight back on. And we'll get these trailers hooked on so that he's ready to go for the next harvest. We're already at 42,000 euros. Now let's back you in there like that. I'm just going to shut you off there for a minute so you're ready to roll. Combines are ready to roll. It's going to be raining for the rest of the day, so nothing's going to be happening today. This one, that ought really to be our next upgrade. Like, let's not worry about that for a minute. Let's have a look in here. We're going to be probably wanting... well, we're not ready to go for Stevie stuff just yet, though, are we? What have I got at the moment? That's the Alpine stuff there. That's the one I'm using at the moment. It's 52,700. That one right in there. So I got a Stevie Krone over here. This bad boy. I actually, personally, I like this one. The shooter marker. I actually quite like this one with the dragged pickup rather than the pushed pickup. Like I'm using it in the time-lapse series. And I really like that. I'm really getting on well with that one, but it doesn't look like there's a Stevie may have done one, but it doesn't seem to be, like, I don't have one here at the moment. Now, capacity at the moment, we've got we got a 90,000 litre capacity on here, the Stevie one, and we go with the Krone. So we've got that. We can go and get that. But that's 150,000 euros. Not really worth getting just yet. Now, the grain is ready. It's all ready to roll right there, but I'm not getting that yet. Mainly because it's still hoofing it down with rain. So we are... You know what we're going to do? I'm going to take this combine right here. And I'm going to lift that one up. I'm just going to back you out this way a bit. And then I'm going to drive this one out into the rain. And this one we're going to start off in the little tiny field. And I'm just going to let that one work round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. And then when that one's done with this field over here, that one can move on to another one. Whereas the other combine, so you're going to stop there. The other combine, that one will go and start probably straight away on the biggest field. I won't do anything else with it for a minute. Actually, I wanted to be up here, didn't I? Right, so then we'll go there. Now, this is a bit unrealistic. If it was raining like this, the bees wouldn't be flying. They would be staying safely tucked away indoors. They don't fly in heavy... If it's light rain, you will get them flying a bit. But heavy rain, they wouldn't be out and flying. That wouldn't be happening. They don't like flying in heavy rain. It's not good. They get knocked out of the sky by the rain, and then they die. They freeze to death. I know it might be the middle of the summer, but that water getting onto them, it makes them very cold, and they don't last very long after that. Let's go over here. We can get another 14 hours of sleep like that. And yeah, I'm looking at that number tick up. It says 104,000 property income. I'm liking the way these numbers are going up. Great demand at the sawmill. That doesn't affect us in the slightest. 9. We'll stop right here, I think. About 9:30. So we got 128,000 euros. Let's have a quick check on the prices. 1,230 at the restaurant. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually tick time forward a little bit more because I'm curious to see how much higher that will go. That is just under 10% from... So our highest is 1,404. So call it 1,400. That's the highest we've seen. 1,400. There, it's just gone past 10 o'clock. Which means that, in theory, 1,260 is the highest, is the lowest that we should be going for selling. However, we're not going to get that price for quite some time. At the moment, the restaurant is pretty good at 1,232. We do still have a fair way to go in order to get to the restaurant, which is unfortunate. Where do I want? I want to go over to this one. So, yeah, it's not ideal, especially with we just got the tractor to take the stuff down there, but it will do at the moment. We can just keep that kind of ticking over. Right, hang on, I need to go into here. I need to change that to the AI extension running around in a circle. Yeah, sorry about that. It would be ideal if we could have something a little bit faster running up and down the road with, but at the moment we will stick with the tractor. We're not going to... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below, you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well, that would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, this is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.